You're not weak. Your system is overloaded. That exhaustion you keep calling laziness, that brain fog, that constant feeling of being emotionally off. It's not just stress, it's your nervous system screaming for recovery, and most people never realize it because they think burnout looks dramatic, a breakdown, a collapse, a moment where everything stops. But real exhaustion is quieter. You still wake up, still go to work, still answer messages. You function, barely, and that's what makes it dangerous, because from the outside, you look fine. But internally, your system never relaxes. You're constantly alert, constantly stimulated, constantly on. Even when nothing is happening, especially then, your body forgot how to feel safe. And once that happens, everything changes. Your focus weakens, your patience disappears, your emotions become unstable, small things feel heavy, simple decisions become exhausting. And no matter how much you rest, you still feel tired. Because sleep isn't the problem, recovery is. Now here's the uncomfortable truth. Your nervous system wasn't designed for constant input. But look at your life. Notifications, noise, stress, pressure, information. Every hour of the day, something is demanding your attention, and your brain adapts by staying alert. That's what survival systems do. They prepare. The problem is, your body can't tell the difference between real danger and constant stimulation anymore, so it stays activated. Heart racing, mind spinning, muscles tense, even during ordinary moments. That's why you can sit still and still feel exhausted. Because internally, your body is running. Now here's where it gets deeper. Most people think they're mentally tired, but exhaustion is physical too. Your nervous system controls everything: energy, focus, mood, stress response. And when it's overloaded long enough, your body starts conserving energy. That's why motivation disappears, not because you don't care, because your system is protecting itself. It's saying, we cannot keep operating like this. But instead of listening, most people push harder. More productivity, more pressure, more stimulation. And eventually, their system crashes even harder. That's the cycle. Overstimulation leads to exhaustion, leads to guilt, leads to more pressure. And it repeats for years. Now listen carefully. Because this changes how you see yourself, you are not failing because you lack discipline. You are failing because your system lacks recovery. That's different. One attacks your identity, the other reveals the real issue. And once you understand the real issue, you stop hating yourself for symptoms. Now here's the first shift. Reduce stimulation, not forever, intentionally, because your nervous system cannot recover, while constantly processing noise. And most people never experience true quiet anymore. The second they feel discomfort, they reach for distraction. Phone, music, content, always input. But recovery requires absence, silence, stillness, space. That's where regulation begins. Now here's the uncomfortable part. When you first slow down, you may feel worse, restless, anxious, uncomfortable. Because your body is addicted to stimulation, and silence exposes what stimulation hides. So the second shift, learn to tolerate stillness, not escape it. Even a few minutes, no screen, no distraction, no constant input, just breathe. And notice how hard that feels. That difficulty? That's the problem. Your system forgot how to slow down. Now here's something deeper. Your nervous system responds to patterns, not intentions. So you can want peace while reinforcing stress every day. Late night scrolling, constant multitasking, never fully resting. Your habits are training your body to stay activated. That's why small stress feels overwhelming now. Your baseline changed. So the third shift, create signals of safety. Consistent sleep, slower mornings, walking without stimulation, deep breathing, simple things, but repeated consistently because your body trusts repetition, and repetition rewires your state. Now here's where most people get trapped. They think rest means doing nothing productive, but true recovery is not laziness, it's repair. and repair is necessary for performance. Every elite performer understands this. Athletes recover, machines cool down, systems reset. But people glorify exhaustion. They wear burnout like status, busy, overloaded, always grinding, as if destroying your nervous system is ambition. It's not. It's poor design. Because eventually, an exhausted system stops cooperating. Now here's the fourth shift. Stop rewarding stress. Some people are emotionally attached to urgency. Chaos makes them feel important, so they stay busy constantly. But urgency is not productivity, and exhaustion is not achievement. Calm systems perform better. Clear systems think better. Regulated systems sustain success longer. That's the truth nobody talks about. Now listen carefully, because this part changes everything. Your nervous system affects your personality. Think about that. When exhausted, you become someone else. More reactive, more impatient, more anxious, less focused. So the issue isn't just energy, it's identity. Chronic stress slowly changes how you experience life. That's why things that used to feel manageable now feel overwhelming. Your threshold dropped. Now here's the fifth shift. Stop forcing yourself into environments your system cannot sustain. Constant noise, constant pressure, constant availability. You were not built to operate under endless stimulation. Nobody was. So protect your energy intentionally, not emotionally, strategically. Now here's the truth most people avoid. If you never regulate your nervous system, you will sabotage your own future. Not dramatically, quietly. Through inconsistency, poor focus, emotional reactivity. You'll think you need more motivation, when what you actually need is recovery. Now here's the sixth shift. Rebuild your life around regulation, not hype, not intensity, regulation. Because sustainable success comes from stability, not emotional extremes, and stable people move differently. They think clearly, recover properly, respond intentionally. That's power, quiet power. Now here's the final shift. Stop asking, how do I push harder? Start asking, how do I recover better? Because your nervous system determines everything, your clarity, your discipline, your emotional control, and if the system is exhausted, everything feels harder than it should. Now step back. How long have you been operating in survival mode, calling it normal? How long have you ignored exhaustion? Because everyone else is exhausted too. That normalization is dangerous, because burnout culture rewards symptoms while ignoring damage. But your body keeps score, always. And eventually, it forces you to slow down. So the smarter move? Slow down before the crash. Recover before the breakdown. Regulate before the damage becomes permanent. Because once your nervous system heals, everything changes. Focus returns, patience returns, energy returns. You stop feeling like you're fighting yourself every day, and suddenly, life feels manageable again, not because the world changed, because your system did. So the question is simple. Will you keep overstimulating yourself? Or will you finally build a life your nervous system can actually survive? Because one path leads to burnout, the other leads to clarity. Choose carefully, because your body is already responding to the choice you're making. If this changed your perspective, subscribe, because the next video might change your life.